There's something magical about seeing the world up close. The curve of an insect's eye, the fuzz on a bee's leg, the glisten of dew on a blade of grass. Macro photography reveals details we're not meant to see with the naked eye. It's like discovering a whole hidden universe in your own backyard. But let's be honest, macro isn't easy. Subjects are tiny, depth of field is razor thin, and lighting, it's a whole different game. But don't worry, today I'm going to walk you through 3 macro photography tips that will instantly level up your photos. These are techniques I use all the time, and I'll show you the before and after images to prove just how much of a difference they make. I'm Sai Pathy. I'm a wildlife photographer based out of Houston, Texas. I spend a lot of time photographing birds and animals, but when I want to challenge or when I just want to explore nature in a different way, I turn to macro. And I want you to see just how much fun and rewarding it can be. Let's jump into 3 essential tips that'll make your macro shots sharper, more vibrant, and way more compelling. I hope that this video inspires you to just get out there. So tip number 1 is to use flash. And no, I don't mean harsh, blinding light on your subject. I'm talking about soft, controlled, directional flash. In macro, natural light is often not enough. You're shooting at high apertures, the fast shutter speeds, and then also you're close to the subject. So without extra light, your photos will likely be underexposed or flat. Look at this picture. The little bubble of water is dark, the background is pretty much completely black. There's no separation, no depth, and no energy in this picture without a flash. Now here's the same scene, same settings, except I added a small diffused flash. Suddenly the texture comes alive. You can see the detail in the little water droplet, the background isn't black or void, and it all just feels more natural. For this setup, I use a small on-camera flash with a small softbox. Sometimes I'll handhold the flash or mount it on a flexible arm, but you don't need to do anything super fancy. Even a speed light with a DIY diffuser can do wonders. The key is to avoid harsh, direct light and keep your flash soft and close to the subject. If you only change one thing in your macro workflow, make it this. Tip number 2. Stop down your aperture. In macro photography, your depth of field is so shallow that even if the eye is sharp, the wings, legs, or tail might be completely out of focus. And unless that's the artistic look you're going for, it's going to look like a mistake. Here's an example. This fly was shot at f2.8. The eyes are tack sharp, but everything else is gone. Wings, legs, body, all soft. It almost looks like I missed focus. Now compare that to this photo at f11. The body is sharper, the wings have texture, and the entire image feels more cohesive. It's not perfect, but it's a big step up. When I shoot macro, I'm often at f8 or f11, sometimes even f16. Especially if I'm using flash to compensate for the light loss. Yes, higher apertures mean less light, but it's a worthwhile trade-off to get more of your subject in focus. And remember, at these distances, even a tiny bit of focus shift matters. So if you're using manual focus, rock back and forth until the key details are sharp. If you're using autofocus, aim for the eye, but double check your focus peaking or magnified preview. Tip number 3, use a fast shutter speed. This is a big one that a lot of new macro shooters underestimate. You think you're holding steady, but in macro, every little shake gets magnified. Plus, insects move, lizards twitch, even a breeze can ruin your shot. Take this green animal. Looks decent at first glance, but once you zoom in, you can see it, motion blur. It was shot at 1/250th of a second, which normally might be fast enough, but not for macro. Now here's the same subject, same position, shot at 1/1000th of a second. Zoom in and it's a night and day difference. You can see the scale detail around the eye, the texture on the jaw. That's what you want. Fast shutter speeds help you freeze not just the subject motion, but your own. I try to stay at 1/800th or faster when I can. And once again, flash helps me make that possible. If I can't use flash, I'll bump the ISO up a little bit and shoot in brighter light. Also, consider using a tripod or monopod for slower subjects. But if you're hand holding like I often do, fast shutter speed is your best friend. Here's a quick bonus tip. Get stable. Whether it's bracing your elbows, using a beanbag or tripod, or just crouching down with good posture, macro is a game of fractions. Small movements matter. I even hold my breath when I'm pressing the shutter. And most importantly, practice. These things get easier. Don't get discouraged if your first few shots don't look like what you imagined. Keep adjusting, keep learning, and you'll get there. Let's go over those 3 main tips again. Number 1, use flash to bring your subject to life and prevent those dark shots. Number 2, shoot at higher apertures like f8 to f11 to get most of your subject in sharp focus. Tip number 3, use faster shutter speeds, 1/800ths or more, to stop that motion blur and keep things tack sharp. These 3 tips made a massive difference in my own macro work, and I hope they do the same for you. If this video helped you, please give it a like, thumbs up, and drop a comment, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. I post wildlife photography content on this channel, from field shoots to editing tips and gear talk. Do you have a favorite macro trick of your own? Share it below. I'd love to hear what's working for you in the comments. Finally, remember the most important tip of capturing amazing pictures. And that tip is to just get out there.